Hello, hello, hello. I know there's no one in here yet. Just waiting on the notification to go out and people to join while I get everything set up. I don't have a cute little song and dance to play for everybody or anything, but I do want to talk. I may have a topic that people are not expecting from me. Let's see. I need to get to DuckDuckGo first. Okay. I apologize. Trying to think how to spell her name. See. I want to wait till a few more people arrive and I want to show y'all something. I'm trying to not use YouTube videos. I do have pictures. I just want to bring some stuff forward that y'all might not know about that actually shocked me when I found out about it. I see I got a few people in here. Let's see. Just a couple updates here. Number one, I don't know if anybody out there knows who Stevie Knight is. He's a YouTube creator, really popular in the reaction world. I want everybody, he's got a video entitled Live Sub BITCH sometimes. I want everybody, it's only had about 3,000 views, you guys, and normally he's hitting in the triple digits. I want everybody to go over there, and I'm not telling you to sub to him, I'm not telling you to watch him, but I am asking you to hit a thumbs up on that video and watch it and leave him a comment of support. Tell him I sent you if you want to, that's fine. His father is in stage 4 renal cancer, and he recently lost a son as well that he called his rainbow child, mainly because it was a miracle child to begin with. I'll let y'all do that little research. It's a little emotional for me to talk about, but it's not a financial thing. It's not a paid ad, none of that kind of thing for me. It's just one parent that's lost a child, that's experienced stage 4 cancer and what all it brings to another. That's it. So show that gentleman some love. If y'all would, it's Stevie Knight. The Knight spelled with a K. That's really all I was going to say about that. So today I want to go over a little bit about Prop 2025. I want to talk about Young Thug's case. I'm going to pull up, let's see, how do I say this? Unlike some creators that just get on here and talk and read from notes or take notes on what they read and their opinion falls in. When I talk, I like to have an article or a video or something, or honestly, I don't want to say an article. I like to have multiple articles and multiple videos if possible that I'm pulling my information from. I like to quote those. I like to show y'all, this came from the Daily News, this came from CNN, Fox News, this came from the Mirror, TMZ, wherever, so that you can go yourself, read the entire article. You can type in the information and see that you can pull it up through Google, through DuckDuckGo, through whatever search engine that you're using, so that it's not something that I just made up in my mind to go live and talk about. I like to credit and quote my sources. My time on YouTube has been a learning curve for me. I'm the first person to own and admit that. And the reason I say that is because when I first started, I'm showing videos and I'm talking about it and articles. I did not know about putting the links in the description box. I know that may sound stupid, and I apologize for that to folks, but I didn't know, and I've learned. And generally what I do now is I open the windows up while I'm there, and if I can't get the link and put it in the description box while we're live, I go back after the live stream and add the links. Depending on what all's going on in my life, it may take up to 24 hours for it to show to you. That's because live streams are generally longer. YouTube has a processing time, and they remove certain stuff. I don't have a lot of control over what's there on the replay, especially if a live stream reaches 5 hours or longer. They don't allow me to do any editing. Also, I haven't had a live stream that YouTube allowed me to monetize in almost 2 years. It was before my mom passed. Hey, Bama Cat. How are you doing today? Sorry, y'all. I'm still trying to get the on-screen stuff. So I want to ask a question of those 4 of you that are watching right now. How many of y'all, first of all, know who Celine Dion is? And second of all, how many of y'all have know about her clothing line and for children and have seen the commercial? I watched I believe it was a 60 Minutes Australia broadcast where I first saw and heard about this. And it was when the, I think This Is Celine kind of autobiography thing came out. Then a lot more information came out through a lot of pro-Christian channels that I tend to watch. It's around the time of Paris and all the crazy mess that was going on there, with poop water and male boxers beating women boxers and being sanctioned, and the gymnastics, everything. I swear those Olympics was just cray cray. This is going to be a short live stream. I have an appointment at 3:30. I'm hoping everything goes well there. It's just a preliminary to, how do I say this? I guess I'm interviewing at the eye doctor to get an eye doctor appointment. Sounds crazy. At least I don't have to pay a copay today for that one. But I would like anybody in the chat, first of all, do y'all know who Celine Dion is? I'm sure most people in the world know who she is. Hey, Annette, how you doing? Everybody, give Bama Cat a shout out. Yesterday was the 60th B-Day. I know there's only like 5 of us, but show her some love. Happy B-Day to Bama Cat. Once we get a few more people in here, I'm going to pull up the info on that clothing line if y'all don't know. And if y'all don't know about it, I'm pretty sure, and y'all know who Celine Dion is, I'm about 1,000,000% positive that y'all going to be as floored as I was when y'all see this. I was in shock. I also want to talk a little bit about Proposition 2025. There's 900 pages. There's no way we're getting through 900 pages today or any single day. And I want to talk about Young Thug's case and why. Oh, wow, ambulance in your complex. Prayers going out. Yeah, I don't really either, Bama. I mean, let's see. Let me highlight this comment so everybody know what I'm replying to. Bama Cat said, I know who she is, talking about Celine Dion, but I don't really listen to her music. I think we all heard her song if we watched the Titanic movie and several of the Disney movies. We've heard her and we listen to her whether we know it or not. And whether we meant to or not even, you know. I want to say something too. All this stuff that keeps coming out about Hollywood is a new Babylon and the music industry is I lost track of the thought of the word that I wanted to use, but that it's basically a portal for Baphomet and worship of Satan and such. And I even hate saying certain terms. That being said, I want to remind everybody that the devil, Satan, whatever term you want to quantify him under, what music was his thing when he was still in heaven. Music was what he was the angel of, I guess. So it only seems right that the music industry and entertainment would be a portal or a conduit, per se, to that end of the spectrum. Guys, it's hard. As a Christian, I want to word things right. And, you know, here's something that I've had to learn for myself through my journey. Speak from your heart. Mean what you say and say what you mean. And whoever criticizes you or puts you down or talks junk about you or tries to find a way to tear you apart just probably isn't a happy person themselves. And we got to pray for them. And I don't mean praying for them like I pray your brakes go out when you go down a hill or a flower pot hits your head from a windowsill. Even though we'd like to, God don't like ugly. I mean, pray for them that their spirit and their soul gets touched by the Lord and they turn it around. And that's not me preaching. I'm going to shut up on the preaching end because I'm a sinner and I have rededicated my life. I try my best, but I am a human being and I am going to fall and I'm going to falter and I've got to own those. So, on with the broadcast. Young Thug's trial. I want to say something. We should each and every one be paying attention. Please check out some of the shorts I've posted, especially the most recent one. There's no way here in America that anybody in one of our jails should be saying they were denied contact with their legal counsel. They were denied food. They were denied water. They were sent to a different jail than what their family and lawyer were told. And allegedly, the sheriff's deputies had trouble finding them to bring them to court Monday morning. And that person was weak and unable to think and move clearly. That's just one thing. That's just one of the egregious violations of our constitutional rights that is taking place. And what I'm trying to say that, oh God, y'all, I just almost set myself on fire. What I'm trying to, my biggest point to all this is, I want y'all to think about this. Young Thug and that group not only has the YSL label, but they also have the major record label behind them. What does that mean? That means a lot of money. That means a lot of power. And if someone with that much money and power behind them can be treated this way, them and everybody in the case held. Sorry, y'all, I'm just making sure. I swear I was burning. Didn't know it. Don't burn incense. If them and everyone, if them and everybody, there's 26 total defendants originally, I believe. If all these people can be held in jail and they're not found guilty yet, and this trial, the trial itself has been 9 months at this point, and it took nearly a year to pick the jury. So we're talking over 2 years already. If the counts, let's say Young Thug, he only has one count. He has no criminal record. I've looked into this. Everybody that's testifying against him and against these other people, and that's talked to the police, and they're using those police interviews and statements from 2015, 2013, 2017, 2012, all the way back to 2009. Crimes that people have already went to prison and served their time for. If he gets convicted of the one charge, my understanding is he would only do about 2.5 years in prison, and he's already done that much time. He says that he's innocent and that he's not going to plea bargain and have no felony on his record for something he didn't do. It ain't about the time in jail. They've offered monitors, full house arrest with security guards picked by the state of Georgia 24/7, and him only allowed to leave the house to go to his attorneys. And then that wasn't enough, so the attorneys come to him and he only leave the house to go to court. That's not good enough. They want him locked up. They want to send a message. Now here's something else. Here's my personal, let me change my little banner for a second, y'all, because I want to put my personal opinion up here. My personal opinion is that there has been multiple cases, since opening arguments, and Adrienne Love, the district attorney, violated a court order by showing something she wasn't supposed to show in her opening arguments. That was enough by Georgia law and state and federal law to declare a mistrial. They didn't. They admonished her, and the prosecution has time and time again throughout this case violated the rules of court, rules of ethics, and the case is still going on. Now, I'm going to tell y'all why I think that that's the case. Can everybody hear me? You make sure the correct mic is still okay, because it keeps booting me out of my better microphone into the earpiece mic. I apologize, y'all. My opinion of why, upon looking into this, there are 3 individuals that were integral, their testimony and declarative statements that YSL is a gang, which being a gang is not illegal, actually. That it's a record label and a gang or whatever. The plea bargains that the state gave them expire. And I believe, please don't misquote me, but I want to say that they expire like sometime in November of this year. Why is that important? If there's a mistrial without prejudice and the state brings the charges and starts the trial all over again, they can't make those people testify, because the arrangements they have making them testify to certain things that were went over in court, it's all public record, it's all been videotaped, will be null and void, and they can't force them to testify. Even the people that's got up, Adrian Bean, the driver of the car that launched itself into a laundromat, the state lied and said he didn't go to Grady Hospital. The defense had to prove that he did, and the state was lying. No sanctions, no admonishments on that, just a breeze and gloss over. Reports, interviews, all have disappeared from Atlanta Police Department. And the time frame we're talking about was widespread corruption that is still under investigation. And through a little digging, I found that the state's star witness, Mr. Copeland, is also a star witness in that APD corruption case. And during that time was also dating an APD officer. I feel because of the name recognition that this district attorney's office brought this case and the simultaneous case against Donald Trump, both RICO cases, for nothing more than name recognition, and to help current DA Fani Willis keep her position and or move on up. Attorney General and such. Now, that's my opinion only. Let me say that, allegedly. My opinion only. Sorry, I wanted to get my opinion back on the screen. It shouldn't matter to each and every one of us that live in the United States of America that a judge, a witness sworn on the stand, a prosecutor or two, investigators, sheriff's deputies, security at the courthouse, and a stand-in attorney for that sworn witness. We're all in the judge's chambers having a little conversation. And that person had taken the fifth. He got thrown into jail, denied food, water, access to his attorney, moved to a different county jail with nobody being notified, allegedly, according to him. Matter of fact, I wasn't going to show it because it's my short and I really wanted people to watch it, and it's only got a couple hundred views. But I'm going to show it to y'all anyway because I just think it's that important. So I'm going to pull it up real quick and I'm going to show this short to y'all. It's less than a minute. Thank you for those of you that viewed the one for my son. It's blocked in a lot of areas. It is demonetized, which I didn't care. It wasn't about that. It's got a copyright strike because it's got part of the song from Eminem and Jelly Roll. But I just think my son looks so much like Jelly Roll. And something about the song just touches my soul. That's all. Anyway, let me pull this up real quick. Just sorry, y'all, my computer's moving extra slow. Right. And I'm going to share my screen. And mute myself. Let me take. I'm going to have to remove my opinion so you guys can actually see something. All right, let me mute. All right, and I'm about to play this. Let me know what y'all think, for real. This is the gentleman. I'm going to let him tell you in his words, and then the second half, the other 30 seconds of the video is the court talking about it.
I call my people like, hey, look, y'all put money on the phone and money on my book. They listen to my call. I know they listen. They see that I'm getting comfortable. They removed me from that jail and put me in DeKalb County Jail and put me in that whole dorm by myself with no water, no TV, no phone, no nothing. The next day, hey, can I get a pen number to use the phone? Everybody use the phone for me. Because I cut TV on or the TV don't work. There's feces in the toilet. I got to walk around like this the whole 24 hours. The toilet ain't working. It's full of waste. Flies, can't eat the food. I didn't eat Friday, Saturday, Sunday. A week I have reason to believe he was not given food or drink between Friday and Monday. That's something that certainly should have been raised in the coercion motions. Well, it's not, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I'm not sure it did happen. He has some reason he thinks it may have happened.
Okay.
He's Mr. Steele.
So, okay. So I did not learn of this possibly happening then, let's put it that way, until I saw Mr. Copeland on social media this week.
I call my people like, hey, look, y'all put money on the phone and money on my book. They listen to my call. I know they listen. They see that I'm getting comfortable. They removed me from that jail and put me in DeKalb County Jail and put me in that whole dorm by myself with no water, no TV, no phone, no nothing. The next day, hey, can I get a pen number to use the phone? Everybody use the phone for me. Because I cut TV on or the TV don't work. There's feces in the toilet. I got to walk around like this the whole 24 hours. The toilet ain't working. It's full of waste. Flies, can't eat the food. I didn't eat Friday, Saturday, Sunday. A week I have reason to believe he was not given food or drink between Friday and Monday. That's something that certainly should have been raised in the coercion motions. Well, it's not, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I'm not sure it did happen. He
has some reason he thinks it may have happened. He's Mr. Steele,
So,
but okay.
so I did not learn of this possibly happening then, let's put it that way, until I saw Mr. Copeland on social media this week.
Sorry, y'all, I was trying to unmute myself and it wasn't working. I think it's the judge probably hasn't seen that, along with a lot of other views or other videos that came out. That interview didn't come out until I'm trying to think. I want to show you one other thing real quick about this case, and then we're going to go on and I'm going to talk real quick about Celine Dion. Tell me what y'all think about this. And then I'm going to show y'all the commercials. They forced immunity. Listen, this gentleman that we just saw talking about not having food or drink, what happened was they called him to the stand. He said, I take the fifth. Okay. They gave him what's called use immunity. It does not give him federal immunity. It doesn't give him really blanket or unlimited immunity. What it actually does is anything that he says on the stand cannot be used against him. If, say, okay, for instance, while he was on the stand, he admitted to him and his deceased friend shooting up Rich Homie Kwan's dad's barbershop, okay? They can't use what he said on the stand in court against him. But if they catch him with the gun that matches the bullets that were found on the scene, they can still charge him with that crime. If they have any outside evidence that allows for a conviction, then they can. And I see you guys, y'all were saying the same thing I was saying. Ferry Meadows, everyone has a right to plead the fifth. That's what we thought. That's what we thought. But when they grant you any form of immunity, you lose that right. And because after he was granted immunity, he pled the fifth, they put him in jail over the weekend. This was on a Friday. I believe it was June the 7th. They put him in jail. First, he was in Fulton County. Then they moved him, as he told you in that video. Okay? He was denied food. He was denied water. He was denied contact with legal counsel. And on Monday morning, he was brought back in. It took them a while to find him because the court deputies said, according to him in that interview, and I'll put that full interview link in this one. I put it in my last live stream. It's DJU. According to Mr. Copeland, the deputy said, man, we've been hunting you. And he said, well, I ain't been nowhere. I can't go nowhere. Y'all got me locked in here. You know, that kind of response. And long story short, he was brought into the judge's chambers. And at that point, the district attorney's, his representation, Kayla Bumpus, the judge, the court reporter, two district attorneys, investigating officers, several bailiffs, and the judge's private security team were all present. he made several admissions that have actually been testified to in front of the new judge without the jury being present, saying that the Infiniti that was allegedly used in the shooting of Donovan Nutt Thomas, that he knew more about it than they did, and about someone else that wasn't even mentioned anywhere in the RICO case or the indictment. He got on the stand, said him and that person shot up Rich Homie Kwan's dad's barbershop. He got on the stand and said that he gave that Infiniti, and this was in front of the jury, that he gave that Infiniti to this gentleman the night before Donovan Thomas was unalived, and that he had been trying to protect him, that every interview that he had with the police, that he lied and told them, he sold them a dream, is what I call it. That's street lingo, I guess, from around here. But he sold them a dream. He told them what they wanted to hear to get what he wanted out of the situation, period. And he fully admits that. And all they want him to do is to say he don't recall, he don't know, or he lied, so that they could play the videos of the interviews from back in 2015 to 2019 that he did 5 different interviews. One was over 9 hours. Some of them he's in jail clothes. Some of them he's in clothes and shackled. Some he's handcuffed. Some he's free. And one, they even told him he's a little fish. They want the big fish. And all this is the evidence. Like today, they're arguing right now in court. And I've been watching a lot of it. And it really pisses me off. How can you be facing RICO charges, unaliving charges, all kinds of charges? I mean, like, to where you have an indictment and every bit of it is hearsay. Co-conspirator hearsay. Here's another thing. They keep saying it was in furtherance of the gang. There's one particular part for that RICO and that furtherance that I have yet to see the state show us proof. And that part is you have to pay tithes. Like, okay, if me, Ferry Meadows, and Annette decide we're going to form us a gang. We're going to be the Sunshine Gang, okay? And we go out here and rob the rich like Robin Hood to give to the poor. This is hypothetical, y'all. This is not real. We are not a gang. We are not coming up with a conspiracy. My understanding is RICO, we need 3 or more. That's why I picked 3 people. We need a criminal act that was committed by 2 of those 3 people or more. And we all have to share in these spoils. Okay? That's the problem. Every single person that's done an act. Well, what did you give back to Doug and YSL? What you mean what I give back? What I got. We split. Those of us that did it, we took it and yada, yada, yada. They didn't pay, tithes is the best way I know to describe it. They didn't, each person give 10% back to the organization. Now, we all know if we talking about some real organization that needs the RICO, which is what it was originally established for, which was organized crime, the push your nose to the left type crime. You're not going and doing anything that you're not sharing back. Whether it's the Italian, the Sicilian, whatever. Am I incorrect? Please school me if anybody out there knows. Because again, this is my opinion. And this is my understanding from reading the case law, reading the statutes, and understanding what state RICO is. In my opinion, it's easier to prove a RICO than it is to prove an unaliving. Because to get a RICO, all they have to do is show that there was a gain made from it and that 3 or more individuals who call themselves the same thing were involved in the planning and execution. And I just feel like that rather than do it the hard way, but if you guys, and if y'all want to do live streaming of daily, once the jury comes back in and people are actually testifying or important things are argued in front of the judge, I don't mind. But what's been going on the last like 3 days, I don't want to torture anybody else. It's giving me a headache from watching it. And it's like, blah. And if I seem like I'm going fast, I do at 3:30, I will have to end the broadcast. But that being said, sorry, just checking my phone. I'm also got to send an email to that surprise witness, aka BJ Investigates. Got a whole lot kind of going on. I can't. That's a private thing with something I have knowledge of in North Carolina that's huge right now, and I'm afraid to talk about myself. So I'm going to turn over what I have to her. I feel like she's passed the bar. She's been a practicing attorney, and I would rather give her my info and see it help somebody. Anyway, and it's a similar type of situation that we're looking at here eventually, I have a feeling. My thing is, the state can't afford a mistrial at this point because it would be with prejudice, as I understand, which means it's basically an innocent verdict. Yes, true crime, I did. I've I was sick. My blood pressure was out of whack yesterday and the day before, and our air quality was really bad. I've had some breathing issues. So I finally felt better around 11 this morning, and I've responded back to several of your emails. I'm trying to send pictures of my puppy to you. Little man got a haircut. A lot's gone on. I really don't want to talk about that because just pray for me on that point, please. I'm really not getting to see him a lot, and it's really hurting. But and don't forget, you guys, everybody go over to True Crime and Other Stuff, sub her up, give her that thumbs up, get her to help get her those watch hours that she needs. I love to help other creators out. I had help, and I like to pay it forward, period. Anybody that would like to support the channel, the info's scrolling across the screen right now. It'll probably change and go back to different ticker somewhere, you know. I'm glad I'm feeling better too. I'm going to do the paperwork fill out and preliminary because the appointment I've got in October is a cancellation, so it's not as long as I need. Anyway, I want to show this video I got right here. Then we're going to go into Celine Dion real quick. And I'm going to give a quick soliloquy about some things on Summer's case. And also look at Prop 2025 if we can get to it. All right.
Surgery. And Mr. Copeland says, well, it's not just about me knowing who killed him, but it's
one quick thing right quick on this video, this short that I'm showing you guys. This is Kayla Bumpus. This was Woody's, or Kenneth Copeland's, stand-in attorney during that ex parte hearing that I was just talking about in the judge's chambers. She gave this testimony that you're seeing to the judge, and this was in open court, but when the jury was not there. The judge basically said she didn't believe her, and she thought she was lying. Continue to watch, because this short, I put together a couple things, okay? D.A. Love and D.A. Hilton said what she testified to did not happen off the record, did not occur. I want y'all to pay attention, because not only is she going to testify as an attorney that could lose her bar card for lying in court, but also somebody else is going to testify in open court in front of the jury and back up what she says that did not know what she said, allegedly. Okay? Just pay attention. I promise.
It's about, I know more about that infinity, and I know something about somebody who's not even on trial.
Dalvin Thompson's murder?
I don't know what threat got something to do with it, but I know that there was the last person I gave that car to.
What car?
The car, the Infinity car. And I wasn't going to say nothing about it.
Oh, no.
What Infinity car did you give the
What?
The
The
Infinity car that I
rental.
had.
Oh, me.
Is this the same car that you
Look
went
at Miss
to the
Love.
rental car
She
place with
tripping
Doug
right
and Doug went
now.
to the Infinity?
I'm talking about the great Infinity car that me and Zachary was riding in. I read the car, put up on threat, gave the car the threat, and I left.
Is this the same Infinity that you told police that you went to the Hertz rental car place with Thug when he rented the Infinity?
I just told you that I
Surgery. And
Now, I want everybody to understand. This attorney got up there and said that during the hearing that was held. And the findings of the judge discounted everything she said. Then Mr. Copeland comes in 2 days later, the jury's seated, and he's questioned. And that's his testimony about same said Infinity car. By the way, the rental of that Infinity that was allegedly used in the unaliving of Donovan Nutt Thomas is the only thing the state has been able to prove, according to the judge, in furtherance of and RICO. The state's pissed that they have 191 overt acts that they have charged these gentlemen with. And very few of those have occurred within the statute of limitations. Why is that important? If the overt acts are more than 10 years old, and those are the only overt acts that the jury finds that these gentlemen did do, they can't be convicted of the RICO. There has to be, as I understand at least, and I may be wrong, and if I am, someone please correct me. This is my understanding from the court and what was argued back and forth with defense, prosecution, and the judge. There has to be at least 3 overt acts that the jury finds that they committed within the past 5 years, I think is what they said. Georgia statute of limitations is different than North Carolina's. North Carolina is 7 for misdemeanor, 15 for felony. It's different in Georgia. So I may be wrong, but I know that if they're more than 10 years old, they can count as to character. They can count as to building a story, but they can't count as conviction towards the RICO. Very important, because the majority of those 191 acts are from 2012 to 2015. And I do mean the majority. And then they're saying, oh, well, stuff has occurred while they're in jail and during the time that the case has been going on. And those are more overt acts, not charged in the indictment, but they can be used to convict. Where did they do that at? So you telling me if Sally Sue gets pulled over for possession of a controlled substance, let's say, okay, and she's on trial for it, and she's been in jail for 2.5 years, and while she's in jail, her cell gets searched, and it's a 6-person cell, and they find a pill and a shank, that she can get charged for that towards the indictment that they've got her already on trial for. She can get convicted based on that for what she's already on trial for, even though that's not included in her charges. In my opinion, let me get my opinion back. In my personal opinion, the state made a shipwreck pie. That's what we used to call it. My granny did, where you got all the leftovers from the week and you throw them all in one casserole dish and put cornbread or biscuit topping on it, stick that sucker in the oven, and it's kind of like vegetable beef soup or, whatever but it's like a cornbread casserole. That's what they doing. They do everything that they can find that has anybody's name in it and are throwing it at the wall and seeing what sticks. Over 3 terabytes of discovery dropped at one time on the defense. Now, mind you, this indictment, I believe, goes back to 2021, 3 years ago. It's almost 3 years that these people have been in jail on this indictment. When they dropped that indictment and they went into court, the state was supposed to have their ish together. They were supposed to be ready to go. They fumbling at every opportunity. There's still stuff today that they have yet to turn over to the defense. And Georgia's very specific. The prosecution's case in chief has to be turned over in discovery and earmarked co-conspirator statements and all this stuff prior, to giving enough time for the defense to whatever. The defense is not required to turn over anything in discovery until they're ready to present their case in chief. But the prosecution, everywhere I ever seen, when you go to trial, you got your ish together. You got your PowerPoint together. You got your ducks in a row, your witnesses together. I know of 3 major witnesses that were not in jail, that were free on the streets, that had to be picked up and made to come to court to testify. And 2 that were in jail that were made to come to court to testify. One even said, I ain't got no plea bargain. I'm doing my whole time. Why am I here? I don't know nothing about none of this or these people. I've been in jail. I want to go back. None of the witnesses have been cooperating with the state. None of them have willingly got up there and given information. What is the state's point? Why are they trying to prosecute people that... And furthermore, I'm going to leave y'all with one thought on this case. One thing, state and federal and local levels, when you have a person that's accused and the people that are speaking against them. The person that's accused has a clean criminal record, maybe like some speeding tickets or something, you know. And the people that you're having testify against that individual have lengthy criminal jackets, violent offenses, you know, multiple felonies, multiple misdemeanors, rug charges, unaliving attempts and successful unalivings, armed, you know, pew-pew situations. It comes down to one person's word against another. The person with the lengthy criminal record is going to be disbelieved every time over the person with no record. And that's what I see in this case on every accord, at least when it comes to the who is being accused of being the head. In my personal, honest opinion, a lot of this stuff is music marketing. Like the Lil Wayne bus shooting and the argument between him and Lil Wayne. They won't call Birdman. They won't call Lil Wayne. They won't call Rich Homie Quan. They won't call all these people. Why? Why are you refusing to contact and call all these people? Hold on, my roommate messaged me. Why are y'all refusing to call all these people? Is it because that they will get up there and say, this is marketing strategy? This is music marketing strategy for this genre of music. And it is. It's been proven time and time again. I tried to say in a chat that I was in, Birdman is now wearing red. But back when he was originally come out with the Hot Boys and Juvenile 400 Degrees, when I was in my 20s, I'm telling my age again, he was wearing the blue and repping the blue. It's not real. It's Hollywood. It's the music industry. It's a facade. These gentlemen, part of them may have committed crimes individually. And Doug broke free. He got an opportunity and he tried to help others. And because he tried to help others, now it's overt acts. How do I say that? He talked to one individual, again to Mr. Copeland, and exactly true crime. He talked to what was supposed to be one of his best friends, right? Who was in jail on like a probation violation, is what he understood. It even says it during the phone call. And because he said, well, you know who my lawyer is, I'll see what I can do to help you out. It shouldn't cost too much. And the guy saying he doesn't have money, whatever. Because he's going to refer him to a lawyer or help him get an attorney, that's an overt act. Well, I've committed overt acts then, I reckon, because I have a cousin that's worked as a legal secretary for a local attorney that does family practice for many, many years. I've referred several people there. I have a friend that graduated from UNC Chapel Hill Law School. I've referred multiple persons there for criminal cases that he does. I have a family member that works as a legal secretary for somebody that does like divorce and property cases, and I've referred people there. I mean, it's ridiculous, in my opinion. It's a waste of taxpayer dollars. It is the longest, most expensive case in Georgia history. Can y'all fathom what it's costing the taxpayers for this case? Just that alone? Okay. Now, off of my opinion. And we're going to look at the Celine Dion thing. I didn't even intend to show this. But for some reason, it's on my heart. So let's just look at the images. It should be popping up soon. I apologize. I want to show the commercial, but I'm scared. These are images that I'm showing y'all on the screen and trying to blow up a little bit. Are from the commercial for the clothing line. Let's see what I need to pull up on videos. I'm going to show it regardless. It's not going to let me play it that way. Okay. I'm trying, you guys. And I find it not on Facebook. And I don't want a YouTube of it. Let's see if I can play it. It's making it. It's been pulled from a lot of places because there's a lot of controversy. Let's try it under news and see. See, the news has pulled so much of it. Mm-mm. It was in 2018. Let me see if I can pull anything up. So much is blocked about it. I want y'all to see that it's amazing how pictures and video for this have been pulled. It's pretty much all black and white, as you can see, in gray. I'm hoping that this is going to have there's some pictures of the actual clothing line throughout this article. Oh, come on. I'm trying to go back. Keep saying process and request. Finally, maybe. Let's see what this HuffPost article will give me. Oh, yay, we're going to get to see the video, maybe, guys. It says it's loading. Okay. Like I said, it seems that everything has been blacked out and removed. Okay. Let me unmute. I'm trying, everybody. We got the swirl going. When it starts playing, I will mute myself. If it will. That's the problem. There was such a backlash apparently about it that it came out and it got smacked down and suppressed. It was that bad. I really don't want to have to go to someone else's YouTube channel and play their work. I wanted to go to the original sources and play. Trying everything I can to see about speeding up my hotspot. Or getting it to go. I don't know. We're stuck in the endless swirl. Was supposed to be like at Nordstrom's and Saks and Fifth Avenue and places of that nature. Okay. I don't know what to do. We'll try another one. We may have to just do YouTube. I don't know. Okay, let's see.
Hello, everyone. I hope you had a good week. Coming up, I'll be doing an analysis that looks at the occult.
Okay, I'm just going to play the video and talk over it. This that you're seeing is the commercial that was originally put out. It's the full length commercial. Trying to get to, hold on. Fast forward and do some other stuff. It's the only way I've been able to pull up. This was the long commercial that was put out. I want to know y'all's thoughts on this, because I was kind of blown away. Hold on. Okay. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm having to. This is the only way I've been able to get the commercial. I'm having to edit and cut like through their extras they're adding, and I apologize. The Katy Perry stuff wasn't part of the commercial. They keep adding extra in. Like this scene right here that I have paused on the screen. There's a little bit of a delay, and I do apologize. I can't control that. This part here that I have paused on the screen. And the nursery scene itself with the symbols, and you'll see inverted and sideways crosses and glowing eyes and some really creepy stuffed animals in the bassinets. And I was just shocked. Call me crazy. I didn't expect to see this. I was dumbstruck. And I went to doing research into it. And my understanding is that she is a child that's part of the LGBT plus community, and that's why. And that the sign that looks like a cross to us is supposed to be a plus. I'm going to hit play, and hopefully, yeah, they're editing so much into this. I'm just going to try to keep fast forwarding through everything but the commercial. And the pictures of the line itself. I apologize for the extras that are in here. I'm going to pause here because a lot of the clothing has new order right on it. No matter the colors, the styles. Um, I'm just in shock. Here's another snippet of the commercial itself. And there were several commercials. I've only seen one in this. And there were a lot of articles out about it. And this was 5 years ago. And I'm just now hearing about it. Like, I don't know how to make it larger on this, but I'm going to cycle through some of these pictures that are still shots. See, new order. I'm waiting on it to come up to you guys. There's a little bit of a delay, but a lot of the clothing has the words new order on it. Then I'm hearing about the designer babies that are being made at this lab and how they can actually add and remove stuff to DNA. I mean, look at this doll right here. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's coming up in the picture I have on the screen currently on my screen. I'm just shook. And there's a channel called Off the Crib Ministries. That's where I actually originally heard about this and saw it. And he was talking about it because she came out with the thing where she's telling about the seizures and the paralyzation that she suffers and what her voice has went through. In his opinion, based on Bible study, I'm just telling what his opinion was. His opinion was shortly after this commercial with what he felt were demonic undertones came out. This started happening to her body and her voice. And I always tell y'all, God don't like ugly. His opinion was there was a direct correlation. I personally leave that up to interpretation. Y'all think what you want to think. I'm just showing what's out there and letting y'all interpret it. I guess that's why it's so hard to find any information on this clothing line and how it was her baby, her creation. Now this one's 2022 right here. I just want y'all's thoughts and opinions on it. Gonna close that screen because I have about 7 minutes, 6 minutes now, and I'm going to have to say goodbye. I do want to touch on Prop 2025. What I want to ask is I want everybody to kind of look into it. I'm not sharing screen. Dadgummit. I want everybody to kind of look into it that haven't heard about it. I'm going to try to be live later tonight. I'm going to show y'all the secret video that was taken by some BBC reporters that went undercover. And we're going to go over what is it that everybody is so upset about. I'm not going to make choices and decisions for you guys. I want you to make them yourself. So we're going to look into everything about it. I do know that sorry y'all, I'm reading comments. I am gonna say that so much is going on in this world right now that seems to be directed at undermining family values, core family values. I mean, it's been probably 50 to 75 years in the making. You know, hindsight's 2020. But you know, first it was divorce is okay. Then it was single parents are okay. And a lot of us are single parents. I'm a single parent. I'm not undermining it. I'm not disqualifying it. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying, look at the entertainment industry and how what we see in front of us in sitcoms and syndicated TV and movies is what society ends up mirroring in 2 to 7 years. Would we have believed there were men in black suits erasing memories? Would we have believed that the government had made contact with others? And I'm gonna be real, I don't believe that it's aliens. I believe it's spirits. If I look at my Christian beliefs, demonic spirits can be invited in and can do things that humans can't. They can trick our minds, they can trick our eyes. They're in no playbook. That's just my personal thoughts, my opinion. I want to say peace, love, and light. And hopefully I'll get to see you all later tonight. Again, if anybody wants to support the channel, you're more than welcome. Any way you choose to. I'm just thankful for those that subscribe, hit that thumbs up, and watch all my videos. And all I can say is, please keep on praying. Trust your heart. Trust your faith. Whatever it may be. I'm not maligning anyone. I'm not putting anybody down. That's not my purpose. Peace, love, and light. See you all later tonight. Thank you all for being here.